To create an exploded view, you'll need to be working in the assembly of the object that you actually want to show. In this case, we're going to be using the one from the previous assignment with the pen and the slider. This is a nice one to show because there's only 2 or 3 parts, which makes it easy. You're going to take and work on the current assignment when you do your explode, not this one. So to get started, I'm going to go ahead and click Exploded View. And that'll bring up your menu over here on the left-hand side with all of your options. I'm going to start with the pen. So once I click on it, it'll turn solid blue, and you'll notice I get a triad with it. I'm going to grab the letter Y arrow and move up to where it's just barely above the surface, because that's the easiest direction to show which direction that the pen is going to go in. Once I finish that step, I'm going to right-click and click Done with Step. That'll end it and add it to my list, and then I can select the slider. So now I'm going to cut that slider, and this time I'm going to grab the X arrow, move that down this way, and once again move it just barely off the surface of the original base part. Once I'm finished with that, I'm going to right-click and do Done with Step. So now I have 2 exploded sets, one for the pen and one for the slider. If I have multiple parts, I'll probably want to take and do one of these steps for each one of those parts in there. The only one I wouldn't want to do that with is the base. So I'm going to go ahead and click the check mark here. That's going to set it, and then I'm ready to go. I do need to have some lines though, so I can see where these things come back to, since I'm going to be putting this into a 2D drawing. So I'm going to switch over here on the left-hand side to this configuration manager, which is like 2 little white boxes attached by a vertical line. So when I click on that and I open up the default assembly, I can see my exploded view. If I right-click on that, I can add Smart Explode Lines. It's going to kind of go through and show me exactly where those things are going to go. If I like what they are, I'm going to go ahead and click the check mark and set OK, and it'll draw dotted lines to show me exactly where things move. So this piece will slide along this dotted line, and this piece will slide along this dotted line. Now that I've got that, I can go ahead and click the Save button, and I can move into making my drawing that I can submit. So I'm going to go to File. I'm going to make a drawing from assembly. Once again, if you don't see this menu at the top, there's probably a little arrow here that you can click until you see the word File, and then make a drawing from assembly. We are going to make sure that this only show standard formats is checked. If yours is not, go ahead and check it now. We're going to choose AO in the ISO and go ahead and click OK. And then the one that we want is this isometric exploded down here in the lower right. So I'm going to click on that and drag it out to the page. And then I'm going to place it on the page. It does not fill the page. It's not very good. It's not a good set. So I'm going to use a custom scale. Right now it's set 1 to 2. Let's try 1 to 1 and see what happens. That's a little on the large side. I can move this by clicking this dotted line around the outside. I may want to make that just a little bit smaller. So I'm going to do 1 to 1.25, so 1.25. Hit enter. That moves it down, and then I can recenter using that dotted line again so it's in a good place. Once you've got this ratio on the custom scale set to one that you like, and you get it centered by grabbing this dotted line, and it looks good, you can go ahead and save this drawing. You do want to confirm everything. Click yes, make sure it's set to go, and then I would call this one Practice Assembly Drawing. Go ahead and click Save. That's going to save the drawing, so you can come back to it at a later point if you need to. And then I'm going to go to Save As and save it one more time. This time I'm going to change the file type from a SOLIDWORKS drawing to an Adobe Portable Document format. That PDF is what I'm going to upload to the assignment. You should be ready to go on your particular practice assembly. Try and do the explode view, make a drawing, save it as a PDF, and upload it.